Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. It is Brittany with Scribblers by Brittany, and bringing you a video. I'm not too sure if I want to color this one or not. I want to sketch it out, but I'm also trying to find something to, I guess, draw or make art, and more on the traditional side. As far as what I've normally been doing has been a lot of digital stuff, which, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the digital artwork at all. I want to make it a little bit smaller. Yeah. And it has been, the digital artwork has been kind of, it has gotten a lot easier since I've been doing it more, and I'm just trying to make sure that my skills have not been lost, especially when it comes to traditional artwork, as in paper and pencil. I am actually filming this in the beginning of June at the moment. So I don't know when it will get posted exactly, but I just figured I'd let y'all know what's going on. Kind of the different things. I just got home from, so it's been probably a couple of hours, but I just got done seeing AJ Wilkerson in Dayton. Oh my god, he is absolutely hilarious. He's probably one of the funniest comedians I've seen. And I think what's so real about him, why I find him so entertainingly funny, is that he kind of laughs at his own jokes like me. I think the jokes are funnier when I tell them the first time and I get people's reaction, even though I'm not a comedian, but the first general reaction is, I think, the most wholesome, especially when the joke is really freaking hilarious. And yeah, so I just find him funny. I do. And he just, yeah. But yeah, this is not turning out the way that I wanted it to, and my phone's now going off. Probably for the game that I play. Okay. This bottle is not working right. I'm gonna actually just kind of do an oval shape, a square oval. And then we'll try to pull it off into a stem, like a glass stem, so that way it has the bottle, a little bit of a bottleneck. And I have got to say, tonight, driving down on just some of the just 2-lane roads, there were so many people who were, crossing the center for absolutely no reason. And it was, driving me crazy, because I'm seriously, people like you are the reason why there's freaking accidents. And I don't know if it was because people were on their phones, or if they were not paying attention or they just did not care. But I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, like, freaking scary. And then on top of that, like, there was an accident, and then there was an accident on, I think it was 75, so I got detoured, and I'm glad that I gave myself enough time to get down there. And, like, I was there a whole, like, 45 minutes before the show actually started. So, which isn't too hateful. Like, I'm glad that I gave myself enough time. Most of the time, I give myself way too much time. In, like, this place, they serve food and stuff, too. So, it's not like I didn't eat or anything. Like, there is food, there's drinks, stuff like that. And because I've been dealing with these stomach issues, I figured it probably wasn't a good idea to order anything that could potentially upset my stomach. I've been trying, like, last night, I had stomach issues, and that was, like, it was while I was working DoorDash, because my job right now is cutting our hours, so I have to try and excuse my dog. Now I can't remember what I was saying. I had to pause it because my dog was barking. Probably at the neighbors because they're being loud. I didn't hear anything as far as, like, doors shutting. Usually they slam them shut, and that's what he barks at. But anyway, I've been dealing with stomach issues, and as I was saying, right now my normal hours at work, as far as what I normally work, which is around 42, yeah, roughly 42 hours, sometimes just 40, it all kind of varies, but unfortunately, my hours are getting cut, and it kind of sucks because like, everybody needs the money right now. Like, inflation is still fucking crazy, blah blah blah, all of that stuff. But, like, right now I'm also dealing with stomach issues, and I can't miss any more work than what I need to. And anyway, I had to pick up a shift shift on DoorDash, and then I ended up having some stomach issues while out on delivery. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, I was able to deliver the food, but then I had to shut my DoorDash down early because of it, and I'm not too sure what it was that triggered it, because I'm so used, like, how should I say, like, normally I don't have issues with this particular place as far as food goes, and I don't know if it was necessarily, like, the lack of sleep in combination with the coffee that I drank that morning after coming home from getting blood work done, or what it was. All I know is that something did not agree with me, and I had to pay the price for it. I'm actually making this a lot bigger than what I intended to. which is nothing too crazy. I don't. But yeah. So, yeah. I didn't stay out door dashing all that long last night, and that was kind of depressing because I was looking forward to a really good night, and it kind of got canceled due to my stomach problems. And I'm trying my hardest to get these issues under control because I am getting to the point where I'm tired of dealing with it, and I just want relief, especially because it's right now impacting my day-to-day life. Like it's it's impacting my day-to-day life, and it's getting old. Like, I'm just getting tired. And I'm not too sure what's going on. So, at this point, I'm just trying to take it literally day by day and try not to upset my stomach too much. So, and I'm like, part of me is almost like, I don't want to say hoping that something is wrong, but like, like if there is something wrong, then like, I want to know that something is wrong. I don't want somebody to just be like, oh, well, it's nothing. Like, a lot of people, like a lot of doctors have done in my past. They've just been like, oh, no, nothing's wrong. You're fine. And it's not fair that if I'm coming to a doctor that all they're going to do is tell me that everything is fine when I know it's not. And I've had that problem in the past. And so, and then on top of that, like, I've had issues with when I was with my ex, or my one ex. Every time I started to have stomach issues, he would be like, oh, well, this is just another reason for you to just stay at home and not do anything and not have fun. And he would always call me like I was doing it either for attention, or I was doing it because I didn't want to hang out with him and his friends. And or like, he had the one day he was like, I decided that I didn't want to go out, and he's like, why? He's like, why do you always do this? And I'm like, I don't always do this. It's just I don't feel like going out, and right now my stomach is not feeling too good. And he's like, you always do this. It's always all about you. And I'm like, and I was just like, okay, what the hell? So I was like, fine, I'll just stay home and you could go out. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't care. You don't have to give up your night just because I'm not going out. Like, I'm cool. And that was at the time that I guess you could say I trusted him. But it got to the point where I was having more and more stomach issues, and it's funny because conveniently, like, after I kicked him out of my house, my stomach issues went dormant for at least 2 years. I would have the occasional issue that was like a one-off thing where, oh, I have a little stomach ache. Like, you know, either I had the stomach ache at work and then whichever, but, you know, usually it was just a one-off thing. Like, I'd use the bathroom, come back, and then I'd be okay. Or I'd use the bathroom 2 or 3 times in the day, come back, and I'm okay. But now it's starting to get a little bit more frequently in the days instead of like a one-off thing, and I can't pinpoint why. And that's the one thing that's kind of like aggravating me, is that I cannot pinpoint the why. And I'm just not sure anymore. So I decided to go and try and find some answers, I guess. I'm going to do like leaves like this. But I kind of want them added to like, I don't know, a flower or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of floating on this idea, but for the crystals, I just did a random shape, and then we'll go in with other colors and stuff for the other part. But if I decide to color it, it's going to be a super long video. I could already tell it's probably getting a little long right now, but that's okay. But yeah, it has been a journey, and it has been like acting up probably the end of February till now, that it started to my issues started to rise again. And I'm like, well, instead of going nearly a year and a half, 2 or 3 years with this issue, I kind of want to nip it in the bud, see what's going on. If it is nothing, then I don't know. I don't know what else to do or say or any of that. If it is something like that I had been dealing with, and then like a trigger, like a trigger disappeared or something, or whatever you want to call it. If something like that had changed, and that's the reason why I don't have issues, then I have to figure out what that trigger is. And then on top of that, like, I have to figure out how to deal with the trigger if it was to come up again. If you know what I mean. Like, pretty sure some people know what I mean. Like, it's so I'm kind of like, okay, well, how do I deal with something that I don't know what's triggering it? So it's definitely kind of tough. Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's tough trying to navigate something that you have like no clue how. I mean, if it's anxiety related or something, then okay, cool. Like, I can get back on a medication, but even when I was on anxiety medication and stuff, I was still having episodes. So I don't know. And if it's like like if I'm diabetic and it's diabetic related, well then okay, like we'll figure it out. If it's like Crohn's disease or IBS, then at least then I have an answer for the stomach issues and we can put a head on it. Like, and that's kind of like, if it is IBS or Crohn's disease, well then I can pretty much tell my one ex to fuck off. I had this issue all along and you played it off like I was just trying to start bullshit, basically. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, but right now, like, it has been to a point where, it's once, if not twice a week that I'm having issues, all the way up to, I think like, last Friday, I think I had issues all, like, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of last week. But then, like, the weekend of Memorial Day weekend, I had only a one-off issue, and that was on Sunday, and that was after I had a cup of coffee. So, and that was, I think, because they had made the coffee just a little too strong. Which, again, that's a one-off issue that I don't have to worry about. Like, I pinpoint where that was. But here recently, I have not been able to pinpoint certain things. So, I've just been drinking water and hoping for the best and trying to stay away from any foods that could possibly trigger an attack. Whatever foods that could be, because yesterday I literally had Taco Bell, and normally Taco Bell does not do what it does to me, and unfortunately it fucked me up. But I think that could have been between the coffee and the lack of sleep that I had on Friday, because I woke up after a couple of hours of sleep. Like, it was probably close to like 4 hours of sleep, and then I went and did some door dashing. So that could also be one of my triggers, is anxiety about getting enough sleep, because I do work third shift. And if I don't get enough sleep, that I know for sure is a trigger. But yeah, that's, like, unless I keep a log of everything that I do every single day, which that alone is extremely exhausting. Like, I couldn't imagine doing something to that extent. I mean, that I would need a whole separate journal, where it'd be like, wake up, had coffee, and then drinking my coffee, I took my dog out. And then, you know what I mean? Like, all of those little bits and pieces of information is just like, what? Like, like, trying to set up a log like that, like, sat down and ate dinner at X amount of time, and then you go into, like, went to the bathroom, had, just itty bitty details. I really don't want to have to do that at all. Like, right now, I'm thinking about that, and I'm already getting extremely exhausted. Just in my brain, I'm already getting extremely exhausted. So, yeah. I'm just, and it sucks. This whole situation, like, with me and my stomach issues, I'm just like, I get so exhausted to the point all I want to do is just lie down and not do anything for days. Oh. But at this moment, like, really the only thing that I can do is hang out at home, because it's almost like I don't dare go anywhere public unless I've had medication. And, like, I'm just... yeah. This is really cute, actually, and this turned out really well. I really like it. I kind of want to do some, like, bubbles back here. I wanted to bring it up more, but I feel like you couldn't tell, like, the liquid and stuff, because I made the crystals so large. So, and I wanted to do some flowers, but I'm like, now it's kind of getting a little too busy, and I don't want to do that. Like, out of design, like a design type of place, I don't want to do too much. So, yeah. Okay, so I had chosen the markers that I'm going to use, and I'm using the Copics that I have. I just pulled out my Copic chart and tried to kind of go through all the ones that I have. Because I was trying to figure out a color scheme for this, and nothing was really jumping out at me. Like, I wanted to stay away from, like, the pastel colors. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more neon-esque. And I'm just gonna kind of, like, jump right in. I'm not going to outline yet. And I have not even erased it, to be completely honest. I kind of do just however my heart desires. But I honestly could not tell you what I really wanted to do with this. I'm kind of just jumping in feet first. I definitely want to do these. I kind of want to do do these like a mixture of all the colors while I do the leaves. I kind of want to do these ones kind of the dark green. And then, yeah. You guys will understand as soon as I... But anyway, while I was down at the comedy club, I was absolutely fangirling. Like, I really shouldn't, like, but I was absolutely fangirling. And I know I'm kind of back on that topic, but I was so, I will admit to having a little bit of anxiety when it came to going to this comedy show. And it was just, it wasn't so much that it was far away from home. I'm used to, like, I absolutely love doing, like, day trips somewhere. I absolutely do. And I don't, like, a couple months ago, I drove up to Michigan, like, I have absolutely no issue with going on, like, day trips and stuff. But for some odd reason, like, I have to, like, if I'm by myself, then for some reason, again, I have absolutely no problems. If I'm, like, I was with my mom the entire Memorial Day weekend while we were down in Tennessee. I did not have any issues at all. And quite frankly, I ate a bunch of crap. And I don't know if it's just... I just don't know. But I'm hoping to get answers. And that's all I want, is some answers to figure out why my body is doing what it's doing. And what I can do to solve what my body is doing. And I'm going to go with... Ooh, what the hell is going on? Oh my god, it's fucking dried up. Excuse my language. Nothing sucks more when you go to, like, look for a freaking marker and it's all dried up and gross, and I'm getting so... And I get that it's been a while since I've actually used my Copics, but, like, I swear to God, like, I feel like I'm buying more markers than what I need, just because the tips of them are messed up or gross looking, and then I can't use them because they're hard. And, like, I've replaced nibs and everything on some of these markers, and I've also filled them with ink and everything, and they just go to crap, and I'm like, what the heck is what is happening with my markers? Let me know if you have Copics and you've experienced the same thing. Let me know in the comments what you guys do, because I've tried to revive some of them. I've replaced nibs, and I feel like all I'm doing is spending more and more money on stuff, on markers that are probably the the best type of markers to purchase, and they're going to crap. Like, is the quality going bad? Like, what the heck is going on? Like, I never had this many issues, and I've had Copics for almost 10 years now, and I used to swear by them all the time, and now the quality of them, I think, is just, like, they're kind of going downhill. Like, I'm about to, I know the other brand, Copic Markers, those are relatively decent markers. They're just not refillable. I'm about ready to go and purchase some of them because I can't trust the quality of the Copics anymore. And it sucks when a really good brand has dropped the ball on their products. And I don't know what is going on. Like, I have over like 20 different refills for my markers, and some of them are like half gone. Like my strong red, I think is a color. That one, I have one of them that's literally half gone because I had put it into a marker, and yet it still did not refill. Like, it refilled, but it like dried up. And now I can't even use the strong red anymore because not only did it dry up, the brush tip on it went completely hard even after I replaced it. And the same thing could be said about another one, and I'm trying to remember which color it was. It was probably one of my more used ones, and it's extremely upsetting. I think it was my YG30, my Chartreuse. I think that's the one. That one did it, and then I think there was another one. But I'm going to have to retire this one, put it up. And it sucks because I literally just refilled these not that long ago. Because I had made a video and I was using them, and I'm like, crap. Going to have to refill these. I think it was the Mushroom Island artwork that I was doing. I think that was the one that was I used Copic and Prismacolor for. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the one. But it's very aggravating when you're wanting a certain color and it's went to crap. So. I kind of went quiet on everybody. But that's usually what happens whenever I concentrate on stuff. I hope everybody is having a wonderful time. And everybody is happy and healthy. And all of that good stuff. And let me, actually, you know what, besides the whole marker fiasco, let me know in the comments what, if you like crystals and all of that stuff, like, let me know which crystal is your favorite. I like to know. And mine's not necessarily a crystal as much as it's a more like a, is it considered a gemstone? I think so, but like it's turquoise, like the turquoise stone is just so pretty. And I keep on telling myself I'm gonna buy a ring, stuff like that, because but I don't want anything like too like gaudy, like too big and in your face. I want something simple and cute, something that I can literally wear all the time, and it's not gonna look flashy or like I'm trying too hard. I'm not I'm not a big fan of like standing out of the crowd unless it's like necessary. Yeah. Actually, you know what I can do? I have a little bit of an idea. I will keep this one on the lighter side. More on the, but yeah. And then I guess you would say like my favorite crystal, I guess, would probably be like lapis lazuli, I think is what it's called. It's the, like it can be a very bright blue in color, or it can be very, I think it's also can be very dark. It's more like on a sapphire color, like, but I know sapphire can tend to be kind of dark, but it's such a, it's a very pretty blue. And they're, I can't remember where they're common at. I want to do, I don't know. This is going to be a kind of a weird looking crystal, I guess. Is there any crystals that are like this? I don't know. I just kind of go with the flow, how everything looks. And then I'm going to go in with this color, which is the sea green. I'm going to keep everything kind of light, like that. Because you kind of want the, like, you kind of want like fractals of light to kind of look like they're coming through, and I kind of want to just add a little bit of this to even this. Not necessarily to make it dark, but to kind of, I don't know, give it a little bit more dimension. If that's the right word? Yeah. There we go. Beautiful. It kind of looks watercolor right now. Now for the juice. The apothecary. think what I want to do is this. Kind of doing like an ombre effect. And I will go over these bubbles. Just because it's not something that, like, I'll go probably back over the bubbles with a white gel pen. Hey, there we go. And then I'm gonna do this, but I think I'm gonna kind of do a color, I don't want to say that I'm like lost for words right now, but like right now I'm not really saying much because of the fact that like I'm just kind of coloring, and I feel like there isn't really much to say, and I feel bad. So it kind of gets a little on the boring side. And I do apologize for that. Like, I'm not trying to be boring. But some days when I get like, or when I get kind of like that hyper focus idea, you know, it kind of, everything else gets kind of blocked out. Yes. I'll do that. Kind of lighten that up just a wee bit. There we go. Trying to figure out what I want to do this. And I kind of just want to go, I'll do this. Do it like this. There we go. Can't believe I do that. Actually, I can't. That's okay. Just gonna have to cover it up. Okay. And then we're just gonna do that. Alright, I need white for... I'm actually going to use this white pencil instead, which is white chalk. I don't know how well it's gonna show up. Hey, look at that. It shows up pretty dang well. Although it's white chalk, I figured that was gonna happen. Oh, you know what? Where? Oh, I probably put that back in a box. I was looking for the Copic because they just released like almost like a paint marker. Copic just released like a paint marker thing. So, but I can't find it. So, it looks like you're gonna have to get the chalk pencil for now. I always wonder who's up at this hour. And then I realized it's Saturday, not Sunday. And then on top of that, like, I guess the racetrack must have had a really big show as far as, like, whatever they were doing out at the racetrack. They must have been, they must have been, out there, and as I was coming home from the comedy show, people were leaving, like, and it was busy. Like, holy Moses, was it busy. Which I didn't really make much of a stem for these leaves. Because I was going to do all the little fine details in ballpoint pen instead of the fine liner. So. Again, I just went quiet as I'm working on the outline. Alright. And going with a ballpoint pen. And I just kind of do this all types of like willy-nilly. Because unfortunately, like, nature is not perfect. Nature is messy. Nature is crazy. It's wild. So nothing is going to ever be perfect. And I didn't want that. Like, that was not... Oh, I made that. Yeah. Yeah, you guys know what I mean. But that's the beauty with, like, when you're doing, like, I guess you would call it, like, artwork for like, just nature in general, is that nothing is ever going to be 100% perfect, and it's your interpretation of it, and anybody else that says otherwise can suck it. So yeah, that's the best part about artwork and stuff, is that you can make it however you want, make it however you feel, and basically screw everybody else. As long as you're not hurting yourself or others, it's fine. And yes, I am doing, instead of doing the crystals with the liner, I am doing them with a ballpoint pen, only because I don't want a hard line. And I hope that kind of makes sense. Like, I just don't want, like, a solid line. Like, I just kind of want to have a little bit of play to it. And it's partially because I don't want it to be perfect. I thought I had... Oh, I guess I have this... I have the Sketchbox one in here that I can use. Perfect, okay. Yes. I didn't want perfect lines. I just wanted... I wanted some outline. I just didn't want it to be perfect, and I don't know how else to describe it. Clean cut. Yeah, I think that's the right word, or the right phrase. Okay. And I'll go in here with my pen to do, kind of liven up some of these bubbles. Hey, there we go. We'll kind of go up here and do that. Alright. Okay, so now we have our apothecary jar and our leaves and crystals, and that will be all. And I hope you guys remember to create more and worry less. Go ahead and follow me on my other social medias to see what I'm up to. Even though I don't really post all that often, you might catch something. So, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. Thank you.